All right, folks, it's 6 o'clock on the West Coast. It's about to go down. Me and my boy Dusty, we've been warming up. It's been a long day for the Godfather, but that's okay. I'm here to do this show. But before we do it, we got to do it like this, y'all. From the West Coast to the East Coast and everything between, folks. From Eve After Dark to concerts in the park. You're live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Me and my man Dusty Vision do this every day, so every time, or every Tuesday about this time, y'all. Check it out. Let's go for the ride, y'all. Here we go.
Yeah.
Yo, what up, Dust?
Big Lons, how you doing, my man?
Fantastic, man. Just enjoying the ride, as my boy say.
Yeah. I saw you just got back from the Eve After Dark, man. It's all gutted out, huh?
Well, not completely. We just some things. We just been some old things. We just had to just upgrade, and just the bar is pretty much the same. We just had to add some LED lights, and we needed some new appliances, some refrigerators, and deep fryers, and all that kind of stuff. New ceiling panels. We've been, some things need to be changed, Doc. I couldn't go back to where I left. I told him I didn't want to go back to where it was. I know I knew the issues. I was at that club for 40 years off and on, so I knew all the issues. In summertime, it's hot as hell. Wintertime, it leaks like a summer gun, and I can't do it at this age. But the son, hey man, Pop, Doc, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it right this time. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, nice, dude, nice. Cannot wait. And remind everybody, the Easy E Street tribute is, remind us again.
Street celebration, man, is going down next Wednesday. This time I'll be right in the middle of it. If I can pull the flyer up on my phone right quick. I found out I can hook my phone up to my mixer over here and do some things. So I'm gonna bring it up to you right now. There it is. Easy Street live right there, folks. The Easy Street celebration is gonna be live. If you cannot make it, download the Compton Entertainment Channel app. We'll be broadcasting it live streaming, I should say. If you can't make it, you can watch it on your television, your phone. You can watch it at work. We're also shooting a documentary called Road to Easy Street. It's gonna feature some of the people that help make this happen. Help make this happen, and I think that's important, man, because I get the credit, but it was a whole bunch of folks that made this thing happen, folks. You'd be surprised at what I learned in this journey. So I believe in giving everybody their flowers, man, because I couldn't do it without their help, and that's real talk.
Yeah, man. Nice. Well, before we get started, I want to remind everybody to hit that like button if you haven't already. And welcome to the show. You are tuned in to Not Without Alonzo. That is Alonzo Williams. I am Dusty Vision. Let's get this going. A lot to talk about tonight. I guess the first thing I wanted to bring up to you, Lonzo, was we lost another rapper this past week, unfortunately, and it wasn't to lead poisoning, as we commonly are familiar with on this program. It was actually to a stroke, age 52 years old. C Night from the Dove Shack.
Right.
Dove Shack, a very legendary Long Beach group. Popular song, Summertime in the LBC. Yep. Everybody across the world knows Summertime in the LBC. It is a summertime staple. And so that was the sad part. Unfortunately, 52 years old. I'm right around the corner from, when I hear 52, I'm like, damn, that's like 5 years away from me. That's kind of scary. So it puts things into perspective. But something else that was sad, Lonzo, was that his candlelight vigil in the city of Long Beach, which I was supposed to attend. Thankfully, I had something that was important to do that evening, and I decided not to go. But unfortunately, his candlelight vigil, Alonzo, was shot up.
Man.
Car pulls up, opens fire into the crowd. Big crowd. It's on. Yeah. Two women. So two people shoot, and then the others shoot back from the crowd. It's a shootout. Two women were hit, unfortunately. What are your thoughts when you hear just that whole thing, man?
Man, it's disheartening, man. Especially when you think that at this age we would have gotten past this kind of shit. You think at a certain time, you would hope at a certain time that you would mature in the streets where you could put a brother to rest without having some extracurricular activities. I mean, that's ridiculous, man. I mean, I don't know who was out there. I don't know what it was about. This is my first time hearing about it. I hadn't heard anything about it at all. But 2 people are shot, 2 people being hunted down, and for what? To mar a brother who's already passed. I don't know if he was how active he was. I never met the brother. I don't know his activity. I don't know his street activities. But at 52 years old, I would think they've diminished. I don't know. I can't speak on it 100%. But you would hope at 52 years old, you would have gotten your AARP card and set your ass down someplace and talk about what you used to do and not try to be active. And again, I don't know the brother, so I can't speak on him personally. But just to hear these type of activities going at a candlelight vigil, come on, man. Can we do anything with peace? Can we do anything with peace, bro? That's all I'm asking. Can we do anything peacefully? And that right there is a sad situation, dude.
Very, very. And 52 years old, Lonzo. I mean, we talked about health a lot last week, and then this just happened. 52, that's young, bro.
Better get you some.
52 years old.
You better get you some. They got to get what I get, but get something. You can't live your life on a Hennessy, weed, and chicken diet. It ain't going to work. You can't live on a Hennessy, weed, chicken, drugs, syrup diet and expect a good outcome. And I know brothers that do a lot better than me and have different issues. So, bruh, it's 52. I mean, that's young, dude. Let me say this. Let me tell y'all a little story. My mom died when she was 47. I was 19 years old. She died of ovarian cancer. And I remember it very well. She was so young. And at 19, 47 seems old as shit. At 19, 47 seems old as shit. But when you 66 and got a 47-year-old daughter, dude, it's a different perspective. You realize how young it really is. When you way past 47, when you way past 52, okay? And you look back at 52, way back at 52, way back at 47, and you got a daughter. For me, I got a daughter that's 47 with a son 2020, okay? So that same ratio is right there. And I could not imagine not talking to my daughter in the morning because she did, because she wasn't here. God has other plans. God has plans for everybody. We don't know what they are. But when you put it in perspective like that and you live past that and you looking back at it, and this is why I think it's important that a lot of brothers, man, need to talk to some older cats, not just me. Talk to some older dudes, man. They already seen the war, dude. You at some point in time, your body's like any other machine. Parts start to wear out. If you ain't putting no fluid into your car, your pistons, your tie rods, all that shit's gonna lock up. If you don't put no radiator, no fluid in your radiator, you're gonna overheat. Okay, you'll find yourself with all kind of problems, man. So that's why I'm sitting up here right now, downing me some water. All right, I'm gonna down this whole thing. I just had a colonoscopy last week. I told you I was high as hell. I saw y'all last week. I was feeling pretty good. But man, you got to be real with this shit, dude. You got to be real. A burger is cool, but you can't live on them shits, man. They clog up your system. I love going to Smash Burger, man. They got one over on La Brea in like 60 something. Dude, I would drive all the way over to get me a burger. But I can't do it every day. What I do every day, I do me some Cheerios. I do me some Honey Nut Cheerios. I do me some water. I do me some salads. I do some nuts because that's what they tell you to do, man, if you want to be around here. So, yeah, Doc, you might want to and do some walking, do some exercising. Some of us got laid back jobs that have us sitting around a lot. I don't just walk on Sundays. I go to the gym this morning. If I got on my sweats right now, I ain't had a chance to even come home and freshen up from the gym. I've been so busy, but I would after this show. But I'm just saying, you know, you got to do some different kind of stuff, man. You ain't never heard a rap song about nobody eating no fruits and vegetables. Never. We ain't never had nobody drinking a rap song about somebody drinking no water. They don't do that. They talk about Hennessy and Ciroc and Patron and, you know, trying to live the good life. But how you going to live the good life if your ass is on the ventilator? If your ass is on OPCT or whatever it is, a lot of cats had that shit with your heart, congested heart failure. So, yeah, man, do what you got to do for you because ain't nobody going to walk in these shoes but you, Doc. Nobody walks in your shoes but you.
Facts, man. R.I.P. C-Night. Shout out to the Dub Shack. Our prayers are with you and your family. Let's move on to something else, Lonzo, that I would love your opinion on. This is one of those stories that popped out to me. And I think it's kind of awesome. And it deals with AI. Hear me out. The DOC is creating a new album using AI with his old voice. Now, before I get your opinion, Lonzo, I want to play a clip also to get your opinion. To give everyone a quick background of the DOC, he was the man back in the day. Lyrically, he was next up. He was the man. He had a unfortunate alcohol problem, and he got behind his motorcycle, I do believe. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It was a car. Thank you for correcting me. So he got into his vehicle, and unfortunately, he was in a bad accident, and it literally destroyed his voice. And that's why when he talks now, he has a certain type of voice. But DOC was a man. He was next up. He would have been that person. But I'm going to play a 1-minute clip, Lonzo, of this news story of the DOC recording an album with AI, thanks to his close friend, Fab Five Freddy.
DOC isn't giving up on reclaiming his voice, a shot he got thanks to an old friend.
Fab Five Freddy asked me if I would be interested in building an album using AI technology.
I just felt it was a no-brainer for somebody like him to have an opportunity to kind of bring some music to the world.
Fab Five Freddy connected Curry to the AI company Suno.
The world ain't ready for this. That's the closest one.
And its CEO, Mikey Schulman.
We're teaching the machine what Doc used to sound like.
We witnessed the early stages in Dallas.
When this thing happens, it sounds like a real me.
Curry will record music and Suno will use his voice from older songs to make it match what he sounded like before the accident.
Aren't there ethical issues here? Of course, I think this one is a slam dunk. Letting Doc recreate the voice that he has in his head that he's not been able to get out there for the last 35 years. I can think of no better use of this technology.
Talk to me, Lonzo. What are your thoughts, man?
I think it's fantastic, man. I think it's fucking fantastic. Doc is a good dude, man. I told you, of all the interviews that I've ever done, he and I got so engulfed in the conversation, I fucking forgot to push record. We just started talking, dude, and 2 hours passed by, and I'm like, where the fucking? I couldn't even call him and tell him. I couldn't even tell him. I talked to him eventually and told him about it. We laughed about it, but dude, that is fantastic, man. That's like seeing somebody get some prosthetic legs or something, dude, or you know, a picture with a bionic arm or some shit. You know, just to see somebody have a chance to display their talent. Because Doc writes for everybody. He writes for Dre. He wrote with Cube. He wrote for Easy. Was it Easy? No, he wrote for Dre. He wrote for a lot of people. Don't stop me in the line. He wrote for a lot of people, and he's a prophetic. What's that word? Prophetic writer. He's one of the best in the game, and to see him have a chance to create something with his in his own voice is going to be great. Like my man said, he's gonna cut 2 lines, and he's gonna cut 2 lines to get that whatever it is. He's gonna cut 2 lines to get that music.
Yeah, I think that's pretty amazing, man. If there's any good use for AI, I think we just found it, because this is the first one I could think of.
Yep, that's a great use.
Facts. Yeah. Well, let's move on, man. There's a lot I want to talk about tonight. I would love to play this TK Kirkland, just pieces of this TK Kirkland interview for you, Alonzo. TK Kirkland was on Vlad TV recently, and Vlad asked him for his opinion on Special Ed's comments about N.W.A. causing destruction to hip hop and society. TK Kirkland, for anyone who doesn't know, actually has a long history with the members of N.W.A. He opened up for them on their tour back in the late 80s. But here's the first part I want your opinion on, Alonzo. Here's about a 43-second clip of TK Kirkland talking about Special Ed's comments about if N.W.A. caused destruction.
I think it had an effect. It was a gift and a curse. When we was on tour, I remember this, 1988, we went to Omaha, Nebraska. And I know about Bloods, I know about Crips. And we got to Omaha, Nebraska, and I saw Crips in Omaha. And I said, what the fuck they know about that life?
LA shit.
LA shit.
Yeah.
And I did see that. So I'm not going to say N.W.A. destroyed society that way. I think it influenced some people, but it's just like alcohol, right? If you drink alcohol, you have to be responsible when you leave the establishment. Same with music. If the music is making you feel a certain way, once you listen to it, you have to be man or woman enough that when you finish listening, you don't go out and kill nobody or rob. You got to be responsible and mature to understand that's just entertainment.
We have an interview with DOC.
Talk to me, man.
I think he's on point with that right there. In this no responsibility, it's everybody else's fault world that we've come to learn and be a part of. I think it's interesting. They had a hand in opening up the eyes of the public to what was happening in the streets. Okay, I'm in the middle of Scarface's audiobook. I've been listening to his audiobook for the since yesterday. I bought it yesterday. And they said the same thing about his group, Bushwick Bill and Willie D, Ghetto Boys, how somebody got shot someplace and they tried to blame them for it. And unfortunately, in the world of hip hop tends to, well, first of all, in the world of music, people tend to emulate artists. When the Beatles came out, everybody wanted their haircut. Elvis got people still today, imitating him the whole 9 yards. Michael got people imitating him. And life imitates art. Art imitates life. Okay? N.W.A., I knew for a fact none of those guys were the guys they portrayed themselves to be. They told stories. Their initial introduction to the music world was they were reporters of the streets. None of those guys had police records at that time. I knew them all personally. The only person ever been to jail that I know of was probably Dreyfus Park for speeding tickets. Okay, I've been working with the Easy situation, the Easy Street situation. I personally looked into Easy's record. Easy, his record is no worse than mine. He got some miscellaneous shit. He ain't got no murders, no assault and battery, none of that shit. They saw a niche that was bubbling under. They saw something growing, and then they didn't realize at the time that shit was affecting hoods all over the country. Now, why do you blame Eazy-E and N.W.A. for bringing awareness to it? You don't blame nobody. You don't blame Ronald Reagan for denying the support for the war. You don't blame Oliver North for setting the deal up. You don't blame Noriega. You don't blame none of the people who brought the drugs in here that created the condition. Okay, the condition was created when they took all the jobs out of the community and they replaced jobs with dope. Bottom line. Used to be a time you could leave high school, go get you a job at the post office, get you a job at General Motors, get you a job at one of these aircraft companies or something like that, and you retire from that shit with a nice ass house, a nice ass retirement. It was a union job. You got paid. You got laid. You rolled around your Deuce and a Quarter, your Cadillac, and it was a wrap. They took all that out of the community. Then they replaced it with drugs. Come on, man. Keep it 100. Y'all know where they came from. Ain't that brother sold drugs, drove him in on his lowrider. Ain't that brother flew him in on his plane. They came in with other help. Okay. Yeah, you can go get a job at the shipyard. That's where my mom and daddy met at. Well, my mom and daddy met at Douglas Aircraft. So all those jobs was available here in California. So you do something, but then you blame somebody else for telling the story. Come on, man. Let's keep it 100. Yes, it was a dark story, but it was based on the truth. Now, here's your next problem. When you're telling the story, most people don't vet the person telling the story. That's one of the problems I have right now in the world of hip hop. A lot of people are trying to insert themselves into the history of hip hop, especially West Coast hip hop. And I don't know you. I don't know what you did. I don't know where you was at, but you wasn't nowhere doing what we was doing. And that's another problem we have, because people don't vet. People don't know how to vet, so they take your word as being bond. So when you tell people you sold dope, you did this, and some people did sell dope, but they wasn't Nino Brown. They may have been a corner boy. But again, when you get a microphone and a sheet of paper, shit, you can be who you want to be. And that's one of the problems we have. People are trying to live up to lifestyles that they really don't live. Even right now, a lot of folks ain't who they say they are. But the public don't know that, because the public they're appealing to is a young, immature, in most cases, dumbass public. They don't know that they don't live like that. All they know, they see their videos, they hear their music, and they assume they're telling the truth. And when you assume something, it's just like the word you spell. You make an ass out of you and me.
Yep. And something else you had, Lonzo, you mentioned the jobs, you get out of high school, you have a job waiting for you. Something else you guys had that I don't even remember us really having in the 90s, in the early 90s, late 80s, early 90s, when I was coming up with, you guys had wood shop and shit. You had welding. I mean, you had automobile classes and shit. I don't even remember. I don't think we had that in my school, dog.
I'm the man.
When did that end?
That ended right after I got out of high school. OSHA came in. See, it's always some bullshit. It's always some bullshit. See, when I went to school, OSHA wasn't around. OSHA didn't come around to the 70s. OSHA is a state. It's a state organization that comes in and makes sure work environments are safe. Okay, forgot what it stands for, but that's what it was. OSHA came in at some point in time and told the wood shop teacher, the metal shop teacher, told the school districts that having these kids around these tools and these drills and these saws is unsafe. Because I'm telling you, dude, we was some sawing, welding, cutting, box building, go-karting, making asses in the ninth grade, not even high school, the 9th grade. Most of the skills I have right now, if I was here by myself, I would show you I have a 6-foot toolbox full of tools, drills, saws, screws, nails, whatever I need, glue. I can build almost any damn thing I want to build because I learned it in junior high school. And I got years of experience. Most of my DJ shit I built from the experience I learned in junior high school. My first DJ stand, I learned how to use a jigsaw and a drill and glue, and I cut my own shit out and made it work. And I wasn't afraid to do shit. Okay, and that's what you learn. That's what school does. It gives you the confidence when somebody looking over your shoulder. All right, that ain't what you do. Do it this way. Blah blah blah. When they took it out of there, now to get the same skills, you got to take your ass to DeVry. Spend $7,000-8,000 or more. Okay, might not get a job, but you're gonna get the same skills. My son right now is going to diesel mechanic school. Cost him $42,000. $42,000 to go to diesel, and in 7 months, 8 months a year, 7 8 months. Damn. To do for the class, and he got to do another year or so apprentice. Okay. Yeah. So when I got to Centennial, by the time I got to Centennial, we still had wood shop, we still had metal shop, we had auto shop, I'm sorry, but we didn't do shit. we had a car, and everything we did was talk and point. When I got to Gardena, we was popping out spark plugs, dropping in tie rods, messing with pistons and valves and adjusting carburetors. We didn't drive no cars. We knew how to take off tires. And then I became a lowrider while I was in school. So everything I'm learning Monday through Friday, I'm applying on the weekend to keep my little ragged ass car running. And that was the difference in these times. So we were set up big time. But everybody blames the person at the end. They don't blame the beginning. When they took out those jobs, and they took out that education in the schools and made us dependent on everything. Niggas ain't got no skills. Okay, they ain't got no skills, but he can be a sack of dope. Now the skills to develop was cooking dope, cutting up dope, and watching the dope house. That's your new skills. Okay, they took out all the skills from the schools, all the skills that you needed. Now you could go to junior college, but most cats are so tired of high school they don't want to go to junior college. Compton College right now got some of the best programs in the world when it comes to auto mechanics and things of that nature. But by the time the average cat gets out of high school, if he finished, he don't want to go back, or he don't want to get. Most cats don't even want to get a blue collar job. They want some white collar, so they can sit in the office and look cool. I know I did after a while, but I still, even though I had a white collar job, I still got blue collar tendencies. I still love working with my hands. My son, who used to work with my older son, used to work with me back in the day, called me the day, Pops. We called it man shit. What are you doing some man shit? What you mean, Josh? You know how we used to go in the garage and build shit. When are you gonna do some more? I miss that shit. And that was our bonding. Okay, doing man shit, cutting trees, and I have him climb a tree with a chainsaw and cut limbs and shit like that, painting the deck and rebuilding the deck, stuff like that. He was part of the crew at 15, 16. He loved it. So yeah, all that shit's gone. And it's their fault because they got that. Then they had these programs that government started paying schools people to teach you this thing, and that was a big scam back in the 70s. So many cats had schools that they were just taking the money, wasn't giving nobody shit. Even right now, there's grant money to teach people certain things, but part of the grant money is somebody got to get a job. Even when I went to broadcast school, the broadcast school I went to was the same program. It was somebody gave a DJ a pile of money to teach people. I think it might have been 15 people in the class how to become radio DJs. Only 2 of us went through the class and came out and got into any part of the radio industry that I know of.
There it is, man. Before we continue, Lonzo, let me remind everybody to hit that like button. We're about halfway through the show, and if you are not subscribed and you like what you're hearing, please hit that subscribe button. Now, I want to talk more about this TK interview, Lonzo. I have another short clip I want to play for you, and shout out to Vlad TV. This is where you can find the clip of TK Kirkland, who was very close to NWA. He used to tour with them. But Vlad mentioned his DOC interview, going back to DOC, and he asked the DOC what the difference between the making of Straight Outta Compton and the making of the Chronic album. And shout out to Marlon Cozy, good looking out, man. He said no more critical thinking classes. Good looking out, brother. But here is TK Kirkland's response to the DOC and his question about the difference between the making of the Chronic, Straight Outta Compton and the Chronic.
Entertainment, we have an interview with DOC. What was the difference between the making of Straight Outta Compton versus the Chronic? He said, well, working on Straight Outta Compton, there were some guys that were doing some things here and there in the street, but everyone there was an aspiring musician. Mm-hmm. They really wanted to be there. They really was trying to develop their craft. They really were into the music. They really were into the art. Now you fast forward to Death Row Records, and there was guys there in the studio that were either coming out of jail or going to jail.
Yeah.
They had absolutely no interest in rapping, producing, managing. They were just there to just basically fuck with people. It wasn't like that with N.W.A. because they weren't really street guys.
No.
Talk to me, Lons.
That's true shit. That's true shit, Doc. You know, that's one reason why I walked away from the record business at that time, because it changed. Before NWA became NWA, the streets were already evolving to something different, but it hadn't engulfed the streets yet. It was still on the early stages of the evolution pre-gangster. And at some point in time, the streets, everything went full-blown gangster, and you had to be prepared to kill a motherfucker at any given moment. And here's the crazy part, for the dumbest shit, you had to be prepared to kill a motherfucker for the dumbest shit or get killed. And for me, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt, man. So I had to walk away from this shit. It was not something I wanted to be a part of. My nightclubs always looked out for me. They took care of me, and I had other options. I didn't have to go down that road. Most of the guys I talked to, there is some regret, man. There is some regret for taking that path, especially when they know that wasn't who they were, but it was a thing to do at that time. And when guys ask me, man, you ever thought about what happened? What if? Yeah, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be in jail or got shot by now. I know me, and most cats don't know me, but they think they know me. But I ain't never said I was dangerous. I just ain't no punk. I like to laugh and joke around, but shit, when somebody's pressing you, the jokes go out the goddamn window. Now what you gonna do? You know, and that's what happens when that's how somebody end up dead. Somebody end up in jail, and whatever it was, 9 times out of 10, it probably wasn't worth the hassle. The end of the results.
Facts. Now, The Chronic is a legendary album. I know you were kind of out of the game at that point or at that period of time. But do you remember hearing anything about The Chronic? Because I know you still had your hands in the street. Probably you still knew people and knew people who were involved. What do you remember about that period of time before The Chronic dropped?
Before The Chronic dropped, man, I believe before The Chronic dropped, we had the soundtrack to Above the Rim, if I ain't mistaken. The soundtrack to Above the Rim came out first.
No, I think Chronic came out. And Above the Rim came after The Chronic for sure. You might be thinking about Above the Rim with with Tupac and all that. Yep, that one came for sure. I'll look it up, but I'm pretty sure Deep Cover is probably what you're thinking.
Okay, maybe might be Deep Cover, but I remember.
Yeah, Deep Cover.
Look it up for sure. I remember bumping the shit. I remember bumping the shit out of the Deep Cover soundtrack. Okay, at my house.
Above the Rim was 94 and Chronic was 93.
Okay, cool. It was a different era, man, because even then I remember bumping the shit out of the album. And at that time, you've been in my house before. The upper part of my house, Jeff D, the owner of the club, had gave me a huge ass above ground pool. And me and my partners put it together. We filled it up with water, and we was doing the shit that Negroes started doing later on in the videos, girls and pool and the water. But everybody that I knew at that time was selling dope. Everybody I knew at that time was selling dope. And I would go out in the morning and clean the pool, and I would find crack in my pool. You know, crack don't, anybody know about crack? Crack don't dissolve in water. Crack does not dissolve in water. And I found a couple of bags of crack in my pool. And, and that's what they was just about to start cracking down too. And I told them, I can't do this no more. And the street, it was a good time, but it was a dark time. It was a good time because you didn't know who was, you wasn't, one day the guy is selling, next day the nigga smoking. You know, you got cats flipping like that. And everybody know you don't get high on your own supply. And then you guys, some guys who was undercover smoking, who was selling but smoking undercover, and you didn't know until it was too late. Real talk.
Damn. Yeah. Going back to Deep Cover, which came out in '91, which is the first time anyone got the chance to hear this rapper from Long Beach by the name of Snoop Dogg. What were your first impressions when you heard Snoop and then you kind of, saw his rise?
I remember his whole situation because he had caught that case. If I'm mistaken, around the same time. When did he catch his case? Was it 89 or 90?
It was right. It was that time. It was actually before his album. So it was like 91.
Yeah.
I think. The chat will correct me, but I think it was like 91.
When I first heard the cut, I thought it was dope. It was banging. Who was this nasal kid? I thought he needed to blow his nose or some shit. Okay. That was the first thing I thought about. Damn, nigga, why don't you blow your nose? Okay. But that's how he talked. And it was a dope track. I loved the movie. The movie was the shit. I still watch the movie right to this day. And that was pretty much it. I didn't think much of it because it was a good track, bumping like a summer gun. It was part of a soundtrack to a good movie, and I didn't think no more about it. And they said, homeboy fighting the murder case. I thought it was kind of weird that he was.
Yeah, and then he just blew up. I remember the anticipation.
I thought it was kind of weird that he was able to say 187 on the Undercover Cop. I thought that was fuck. It's like that now. Okay, said it with Venom.
Really? So even after hearing "Fuck the Police" and all that, you thought that was it? This was '91. Keep in mind, everybody. This is 30 years ago, but that's how you felt back then, huh?
I mean, you heard "Fuck the Police." You never heard anybody say "Fuck, I'm gonna kill him." That's a little bit different. Okay, that's a little bit different. 187 on the Undercover Cop. Yeah, and you don't stop. And I'm like, damn. It rhymed though.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about Snoop because I wanted to lead into something else. This was actually something that you sent me this week, and it's Joe Budden from the Joe Budden podcast, one of the podcast goats out there, and he discusses, amongst a few other things, Snoop Doggy Dogg, his gang affiliation, and marketing. So it's about 1 minute and 10 seconds. I'm gonna play this clip, and we'll get your reaction right after this.
Snoop Dogg is arguably the most famous rapper in the world. He's also arguably the most sponsored, advertised rapper in the world. Snoop is a gang member. That's the business that we're in. Snoop did the Super Bowl as a gang member. Snoop, they don't stop him from nothing. We will bypass certain things if, Kodak, we'll excuse it. I don't want to just get to naming names, but in hip hop, we excuse it. When we don't excuse it, or when they don't excuse it, because who knows who's calling the shots in culture, we see fast action. They got on the baby fast for whatever he said on stage. Mm-hmm. When they want to get you, they'll get you. Mm-hmm. If we're not getting you, there's a reason that we're not getting you. Because we need some sort of agenda perpetuated. I believe words have meaning, and you can will some shit to you. Like, I believe in the slaves having to sing secrets, songs, and talk in code. I believe that music is a frequency. Yeah. And you now know that the media companies, the same people that refuse to put good news on the morning news and the 6 o'clock news for a reason, the same thing, reason we see the same thing before every election, we're seeing it now, right? Then you know that media companies are signing a certain acts for frequencies to speak to the neighborhoods that they want those frequencies to go to.
True.
And if you realize that, then you'll have a problem with a lot of this shit going on.
Joe Budden hit it on the head, Doc. I ain't got nothing but love for Snoop, man. But I never understood how he can do what he does and claim what he claimed and still be associated to some of the biggest brands in the world. I never understood that. I swear to God, I've talked about it off camera before. And I'm like, how do you do that? Because I ain't never heard of a open clan member endorsing shit. I ain't never heard of a Hell's Angel, a Mongol, and I ain't never heard of nobody I have never heard any derogatory group that had especially a violent group that had any kind of reputation, like I said, Mongols, Klan, none of them get a commercial. I never seen that before. But in hip hop, so much is excused in hip hop and overlooked for whatever reason. I mean, I'm trying to find the counterpart to Sexy Red. Where is the little white girl or the whatever girl that's doing the same thing and getting the attention that she's getting? Where is she? Okay, it does.
Damn, there's no Madonnas out there today, right? I mean, wow, there's no Madonnas out there. You're right.
Madonna did what she did, but she did it. Even when she did what she did, she had a little twist to it. She made you think about it. It wasn't even geared for a certain group. You know, everybody didn't love Madonna like that. Okay, this girl right here is going after a specific group of hood hoes. Okay, she's going after the girls. You know, I listen to her so I can talk about her, and I know I'm still giving her a view, and I ain't giving her no likes. I'm still giving her a view, and I'm like, wow, how does this happen? And it's only for our people though, and our people don't even say nothing. In fact, we find ways to justify it. We find ways to make it okay. Me and my daughter had this conversation, and she's 27 years old, and she, you know, why do you judging? Because it ain't judging. I'm just doing what she's telling me. I'm just doing what she's doing. It's not cool. I don't give a damn what nobody say. There is no little white girl doing the same thing. There's no little Jewish girl. I don't even know no little Latino girls doing that. Why are black girls subjected to this kind of bullshit? Same thing we have in Compton. Same problem we have in Compton. I go to city council meetings. I go to block club meetings. I go to town hall meetings on a regular basis. And one of the problems we have in Compton is prostitution. And I know that the state senate or somebody passed a law that made all these girls victims, but because these girls are victims, they have the right to victimize other girls. Now, this is bullshit. This is the problem for me, man. How do you tell me, okay, because if you're being trafficked, a young girl being trafficked, but I ain't no pimp around, you just didn't pay your internet bill, so now your OnlyFans page is shut down, so now you got to go on the street and get some more money. That make you a victim? Meanwhile, up and down the streets of Long Beach, California, Long Beach and Compton, you got, I've seen it to the point like, damn, well, do you have any clothes on at all? It's hard to find the clothes sometimes, Doc. I'm 100% man, but goddamn, maybe ain't no discretion. And the police is handcuffed. Meanwhile, our kids are seeing this on a daily basis. But here's the trick bag. That shit stops at a certain point. They don't go across the 91 freeway. They don't go past the 105 freeway. Huh? Carson don't have a prostitution problem. Lakewood don't have a prostitution problem. Paramount don't have a prostitution problem. Gardena don't have a prostitution problem. LA, the hood got a prostitution problem. Black folks got a prostitution problem. Now, back in the day, Century Boulevard was full of hoes. Full of hoes. When the racetrack was popping, me and my boys would ride down Century. We'd get off the freeway at Manchester just to ride down Century and tease the hoes. We did that, okay? When the racetrack went down, the hoes went away. Now, there may be some girls still working, but they are some of the most discreet sisters in the world, people in the world. In Compton, hey, what you want? There it is. You want to look at it before you get it? It's like that, okay? Figueroa, dude, I was riding down Figueroa the other day, and two sisters walked past me. One of them was fine as a motherfucker, though. One of them was fine as a motherfucker.
Oh, they got some baddies. I can't lie. They got some baddies out there.
And I was with somebody. I said, damn, she is fine. Why is she out here? Hey, maybe she's a catcher or whatever the case may be, setting cast up. I don't know. But she's too old. I can't say that. I wanted to say she's too old to be trafficked. But these chicks don't look like they're being trapped. Look like they're out there working, getting their groove on, get their money. Okay. You see some people that may look trafficked. There's a pimp not far away. They looking all scared and stuff. These hoes didn't have that problem. They was like, nigga, what's up? Why you passing this up? Because I got to go what I got to do. And I don't do that. No, that ain't what I do. But yeah, Doc, it's just it's just amazing how certain things are justified, excused, overlooked, ignored in our community. And to see somebody like Sexy Red become a celebrity based on booty holes and pink pussies is just, I find it very disgusting.
Yep. What's more disgusting is somebody went up in that Raw and she is now about to have a baby.
Don't you already have one?
Still shaking her ass too, Lonzo. That's a good question. I don't know that much about her. Shout out OG Steve. Thank you. He says, what y'all think of that 9-year-old kid? He said, what y'all think of that 9-year-old kid, little RT, rapping and sex murder and getting chased by the cops song called 60 Miles? I think I know who you're talking about, OG Steve. Let me help you out, Lonzo. So I think he's talking about this, a very young 9-year-old kid that is associated with Finesse 2 Times or somebody down there in Memphis. And this kid is a 9-year-old drill rapper talking about everything these 19, 20, 21-year-olds are talking about. Drugs, sex, shooting people, all of that, dude. And everyone around him, Lonzo, haha, that's funny, man. It's cool. Condoning the shit out of it, bro.
See, there's a charge that I ain't heard nobody use in a long time. It's called contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Okay? It's called contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Anytime you have a person under 18 years old in your presence doing anything illegal, immoral, you damn near are a mandatory reporter, and you're damn near responsible for them if they do that. And see, that's something, because it's a misdemeanor. And this is something else I find to be irritating as shit. DAs won't prosecute misdemeanors. In most cases, they won't prosecute a misdemeanor. That's like telling me it's too small. So that means if you won't prosecute a misdemeanor, that shit like that goes unprosecuted, undealt with. So now this kid is under the impression, and like so many kids are, that silence is approval. You ever heard that term, folks? Silence is approval. So when you don't say shit about something, somebody come in your house and take a shit on your floor, you don't say nothing, you must be cool with it. Bottom line, that's it in a nutshell. If somebody does something to you at your house that's foul, and hey man, what you doing? You don't say nothing. He or she figures it's cool. I tell you what, like I told my boy the other day, you walk into a house with white carpet and see shoes at the front door. What you gonna do? You'll pull your goddamn shoes off. Okay. If you walk into a house and see white carpet and shoes with shoe racks stacked up by the front door, most people with any common sense, they take off their shoes in this house for this white carpet. But if you walk in that white carpet, nobody don't say nothing, everybody in this mama gonna have shoes on your carpet. I know a brother like that. Hey man, he'll give you some flip flops, some them nail polish flip flops, or them booties before you walk on this white carpet. Okay, he got a box of booties. He'll put it. Hey man, put these on. All right. So here we are in a generation that, because people are afraid to be canceled, cancel culture has got people afraid to speak out on anything. On anything, people are afraid to speak out. So, and then you got a generation that has been raised to think everything they've ever done in life was fantastic. This is a generation of, this is like the second generation of kids who never kept score on shit. Oh, Johnny, that's a great, they don't give grades no more. They don't keep score in sports. They just let them play and they pat them on the back when they get through. Pat them on the back, everything good. Don't worry about it. So as they got older now, and because everybody's so concerned about their goddamn feelings, you so busy trying to protect their feelings till you let somebody else get offended by their actions. You follow what I'm saying? Does that make any sense to anybody? You're so concerned about people's feelings, you'll let everybody get get insulted just to protect a few people's feelings, which is bullshit. That's like going to
yeah, we're experiencing that right
that's
now.
like comedians go to a comedy club and one person feels offended, everybody else laughing, but one person got a hair up their ass. This person now is on the verge of getting canceled. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Get a therapist or a dog. Leave me the fuck alone. Anyway.
Yeah, man, that's so true, dude. The J. Rooster, he says it's the moral decay of America is what we're witnessing. And that's a deep line. What you think, Lon?
Everybody's laughing at us, man. We got a presidential candidate with 92 felonies, 92 charges on his ass, and motherfuckers are still fucking with him. 91 or 92 charges in multiple states, and people still fucking with him. Negro, if you had a felony on your job, you would be unemployed. You had one felony on your job, brothers are losing their job for suspicion of shit. The brother was the actor, what's his name? The actor that was allegedly suspected of putting hands on his white girlfriend, lost all his endorsements overnight. He went from being the co-lead in Rocky, what is the Rocky movie with my boy. Come on, y'all help me out. Yeah.
I'm not hip to that one. Somebody got us in the comments.
The brother
I'll look
played
it up too.
opposite what's his name from The Wire? Michael B. Jordan. He was Jonathan Majors. Thank you, J. Rose. Jonathan Majors was accused on Saturday night. Check this out. This happened for real. I go to the movies. I see the movie. Good movie. Like the movie. I've been watching Homeboy since he was in that show, the horror show on one of them. I forgot. I'm bad with names and shit. Anyway, good actor. So he got good things. Plus, before the movie started, Homeboy got this big old army thing he's doing. This army promo. They going from the fucking caveman to the Civil War to all these shits. He's the lead character in this damn trailer for the army before the movie. The next day, he got accused of whooping that white girl. All this shit was gone. He just got accused. They ain't went to trial. He got arrested. He just got arrested and accused. All his shit was gone before the next day. Everything he had was gone. Everything gone. But meanwhile, you telling me that somebody can have 92 charges, been case after case after case, and you still fucking with him. Come on, man. That don't even make no sense to nobody but you. That don't make no sense to nobody but you. Whoever make that sense. I mean, come on, dude. That brother lost. I mean, look how fast they broke Kanye's ass. Kanye had $1 billion on Monday, Tuesday morning. That motherfucker broke up. He was broken the motherfucker. Because he said something somebody didn't like. They got fuck him. They called everybody, fuck him. He out of here, okay? And he said it, but he didn't get a chance to apologize. He didn't get a chance to retract it. He didn't get a chance. All they know is you're out of here. Okay? All his deals were gone overnight. Literally. He had $2 billion at midnight. About 6 o'clock in the morning, he's down to a few $100 million. Okay? Few $100 million, which is it's a hell of a problem to have, but you ain't broke, but shit, you ain't who you thought you was either. Off the Top TV, much love to you folks. Thank you very much. I appreciate everybody that donates. I appreciate y'all for watching the show, for donating, all the above. That's how we roll. Did he have a question?
Yeah, he just said, peace, brother Lonzo. Peace, brother Dusty. Thank you, brothers, for the content. Keep up the great work. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for that.
Very much so. Very much so. But you got to understand, this is the kind of shit we're dealing with these days. And you see something, you have to like everything. and I tell people, man, look, I don't like certain things, but don't make me have to like it. If you don't want my opinion, don't ask me. If you don't ask my opinion. If you don't want the true answer, don't ask my opinion. Okay, I don't like everything. Okay,
Good looking out.
OG Steve, I see you, baby. Much love. It's like I was watching something.
He says the two candidates are one man facing felonies. The other one is Weekend at Bernie's. That's true.
You know, dude, you got two dudes that need to be sitting down someplace, man. Just go sit down, bro. Let somebody else do this for a while. But that's the problem with power. Half the cats in the Senate and half the cats in the Senate and the Congress need to go sit their asses down someplace. They don't have an age limit for senators and congressmen, but
you got dudes freezing on stage. That dude that keeps freezing, they need to sit his.
Yeah, he be buffering.
That dude that keeps freezing on camera, they need to sit his that.
He be
what the fuck is going on with
buffering.
that?
He buffering like a cable station, okay, like a streaming channel. He just be buffering. Ain't KI. But yeah, no, they need to go sit his ass down someplace. My boy told me they say homeboy be buffering his ass off. Yeah, he be buffering like a goddamn TBS sometimes. But check this out though. We don't have term limits for senators and congressmen. They can literally, as long as people keep voting them in, they keep coming in. They keep doing their job. And this is why we can't have nothing in this country worth a damn, because these people have already been handled. They already been taken care of a long time ago. They just got to sit there and just make sure everybody's status quo is in full effect. That's why you don't have health care. That's why you don't have a lot of things, because some folks already got their bid in. When you think about that, man, but getting still, the president only got 2 terms. 8 years, you out of here. But Joe Biden been in office since the 70s. Joe Biden been in office since the 70s. Okay? He was a shit-talking motherfucker back in the day. He's talking shit. He's one of the main cats behind at 3 strikes law, too. I ain't mad at him, but it is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is, Doc. When you have such a system that allows other countries to have influence on your elections, you did some fucked up shit. This ain't nobody. What we do ain't nobody's business but ours. You can't go to no place else and have no fucking influence nowhere unless you start killing people. Try that shit in China. See what the fuck happens. Go there and start messing with somebody. Tell me you're gonna have an influence on the election. Okay, let's see how that works. Try that over there with Putin.
Nope. Ain't gonna happen.
So you got folks over here that's prefabricated, prepaid people that already got their shit together. Hey man, and they got lifetime everything. Meanwhile, we can't get shit. I just had this reason why I'm on the soap opera. I just had this conversation the other day. We can't get shit. We can't get no health care. I got a cracked tooth right now. I gotta go do this tomorrow. I cracked the tooth. I don't know how I cracked it. I think I might have swallowed the damn tooth. I gotta get my tooth fixed. But you know, thank God I got health insurance. But if not, that shit gonna cost me a grip. Or they gonna snatch it out for free, and then my shit be raggedy. So anyway, man, we got about 2 minutes left. Talk to me.
Yeah, couple more minutes. Yeah. No, I went to the dentist for my regular checkup and a few X-rays. And I do have insurance as well through my job. And I looked at what my insurance paid, which was a big chunk of it, versus what I paid, which was a small chunk of it. For a cleanup and a few X-rays, it was like $1,200. I was like, how could the normal person with no insurance afford this? But anyway, that was just, you made me think of that. But what we got coming up, Lonzo? We got a couple minutes. I see the flyer on the screen. And any last words? I'm
looking for this to be a big event. My phone been blowing up. Folks is reserving some of these reserve seats we got. You know, it's free, so come on in. We got some seats for older folks who want to sit down. We got people want to perform. I'm gonna let my global showcase people handle that. They've been rocking with me. I'm gonna rock with them. Crazy Bone said he's coming. Yella. Joe Cooley is gonna be one of the main DJs. I've invited everybody whose phone number I have, and anybody's number I don't have. I told them to pass the word. We want to make this big, and it's only going to be the beginning of our celebration for my brother. In April, in Compton is Eazy-E Day. That was passed a long time ago. So we're gonna take this and run with it and make it happen and keep it going and make it blow up. Shout out to the city of Compton for being so supportive.
I cannot wait to be there. This is going to be an experience.
I gotta say this. I gotta give a shout out to the city of Compton for being so supportive.
Yeah.
They didn't cut trees. They know we got company coming. They know we got company coming. They cut trees and cleaned up shit. It looks real good. The area where we're having the event at looks real good. I go there all the time. It's been needing some attention for a minute, and I'm glad to see they giving it the attention that it needs, folks. So yeah, we got stages coming and all kind of good stuff. Low ride.
That's funny that you said that. Wrapping it up with. No, sorry. OG Steve said he gave us a 5. Shout out again to that. He said, "Did you guys hear the California governor had them clean up the city of San Francisco because the president of China was coming?" Yep. Hey, when people are coming, you gotta clean up a little bit.
I can't wait till the Olympics get here. Mark my words. When the Olympics get here, there will be no homeless on the streets. Mark my words. There will be no homeless on the streets. The streets will be clean as a motherfucker. You ain't never seen LA get cleaned up the way it's gonna be cleaned up during the Olympics. I was telling my friend earlier, during the 84 Olympics, if your ass caught a case anytime around the Olympics, shit, you'd got in jail till the week after the Olympics was gone. Everybody was back. The passports had been stamped. Your ass was back. I'm not bullshitting. Traffic was beautiful. The city was spotless. They had, man, you couldn't drive a diesel truck on the freeway after, I think it was 3 o'clock or something like that. The streets was just clean. Okay. So yeah, Doc. And now we had this big fire other night on the 10. They got to get that shit fixed real quick. Anyway, time is up, folks. We're almost at 2 minutes over.
Yeah, man.
Man, much love for y'all for hanging out.
Yep. Hit him with the rap.
I've been dropping this rap so much now, it's almost a part of my DNA, folks. For those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer until he got cold. I owned the Eve After Dark, Scissor Stage Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me as a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than y'all will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. We are